Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is tmath tutorial. Today we will be looking at polynomials. Another day we shall consider factor theorem. That is, how to use factor theorem to get the factors of a polynomial. In the last video I talked about remainder theorem. So there we talked about how to use the remainder theorem to get the remainder of a polynomial when it is divided by another polynomial. Alright, but today we shall consider what factor theorem is all about. Alright, let's look at this. So, when a polynomial f of x is divided by x minus a, x minus a is another polynomial of lesser degree than f of x. So when a polynomial f of x is divided by x minus a and leaves no remainder, we then say that x minus a is a factor of f of x. Like, for instance, if we have, let's say 20 divided by 5. When we say 20 divided by 5, we get 4. So there is no remainder here. 20 divided by 5 is 4. In this case, we say that 5 is a factor of 20 because it does not leave remainder. Likewise, what we are talking about here, that is factor theorem. Like when f of x is divided by s minus a, if it does not have remainder, in that case, we say that s minus a is a factor of f of x. So we will be looking at some examples. We are going to consider like 1 or 2 examples here. Alright, so let us consider this example. So given that f of x equals s cubed plus 2s squared minus x minus 2. Find the factors of the polynomial. So this is the polynomial we are given, and we are told to find the factors of this polynomial. What we are going to do here is this. We write out the question, solution. We say that f of x equals s cubed plus 2s squared minus x minus 2. So what we do here is that we find the values of x, that when we substitute to this polynomial, we are going to get 0. The values of x, that when we substitute to this polynomial, it will give us 0. So by trial and error, we get the values of x that we are going to substitute to this polynomial that will give us 0. Let's start with 1. Here we can see that when x equals 1, so we then come here and say that therefore f of 1 equals 1 cubed plus 2 open brackets 1 squared, then minus 1 minus 2. Therefore, we have f of 1, f of 1 will equal to 1 cubed, that is 1, plus 2 times 1 squared will give us 1, then minus 1 minus 2. So that f of 1 equals 1 plus 2 minus 1 minus 2. And f of 1 will be equal to 0. 1 plus 2, that is 2. Then minus 1 minus 2, that's minus 3, and that will give us 0. So in this case, since we know that when we substituted x, that is, we said when x equals to 1, when we substituted it to this polynomial, we got 0. In that case, you now say that therefore x minus 1 will be equal to 0. You know, we said when x equals to 1. So, and we substituted that and we got 0 here. In that case, if you bring this one to the other side here, that is going to give us s minus 1. So s minus 1 equal to 0. We are having s minus 1 equal to 0. That means that if we use x minus 1, to divide this polynomial s cubed plus 2s squared minus x minus 2 is to give us no remainder. In that case, we say that s minus 1 is a factor of the polynomial s cubed plus 2s squared minus x minus 2. So here we say therefore x minus 1 is a factor of s cubed plus 2s squared minus x minus 2. So we have gotten one factor. We are not getting only one factor. We are going to get 3 factors here. This is the first factor that we got. So since this is a cubic function, definitely it's going to give us 3 factors. If it is a quadratic function, we are going to get 2 answers. So that means we still continue here. We can continue and say that to get the second factor, when x equals, when x equals 2, like I said by trial and error. So that means we substitute 2. We find f of 2 into that polynomial. F of 2 equals 2 to the power of 3, then plus 2 open bracket 2 to the power of 2, then minus 2 minus 2, and this will be equal to 8 plus 8 minus 4, and that will give us 12. F of 2 will give us 12. So this one, since we did not get a 0, it means that when x equals to 2, we got 12. So that means that x minus 2 will not be a factor. I said by trial and error. So that means we have to look for another number that when we substitute it, so that when we substitute it to that polynomial, we are going to get 0. So we talk about another factor. Let us look at when s equals to negative 2. Negative 2 here. So we come here and put negative 2. S negative 2. So we substitute it to this polynomial. So that means you are having minus 2 to the power of 3 plus 2 open bracket minus 2 to the power of 2, then minus open bracket minus 2, then minus 2. So that f of negative 2 equals negative 2 raised to power 3, that's negative 8, plus 2 times negative 2 squared, that is 4, then negative multiplied by negative 2, that's plus 2 minus 2, and this is going to give us minus 8 plus 8 plus 2 minus 2. Therefore, f of negative 2 equals 0. So we see that when we say that s equals to minus 2, we got 0. That is, the remainder is 0 when we substituted negative 2 to the polynomial. In that case, we now say that therefore x, if you take negative 2 to this side, that is going to give us positive s plus 2. Therefore, we say that s plus 2 is a factor. So we have gotten the second factor of that polynomial. So we can continue and get the third factor. So let's say that we've used s when s equals to 1. Let's try when s equals to negative 1. So here we come here and say that when x equals negative 1. So when x equals negative 1, we come here and say that therefore f of negative 1 equals the polynomial negative 1 to the power of 3 plus 2 open bracket negative 1 to the power of 2 minus open bracket negative 1 then minus 2. So when we do this, we are going to have f of negative 1 equals negative 1 to the power of 3, that will still give us negative 1, then plus 2 multiplied by negative 1 squared, that is 1. Then negative 1 multiplied by negative multiplied by negative 1, that will give us positive 1, then minus 2. So that f of negative 1 will be equal to minus 1 plus 2 multiplied by 1, that will give us plus 2, then plus 1, then minus 2. So that f of negative 1 will be equal to 0. This is positive 2, positive 1, that's positive 3. Negative 1, negative 2, that's negative 3. And that will give us a 0. So here, you now say that therefore, don't forget when x equals negative 1, so we got a 0. Therefore, if we bring this negative 1 to this side, that will turn to positive s plus 1. So therefore, we say that s plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial we are given, s cubed plus 2s squared minus x minus 2. So therefore, the factors are, that is the factors of this polynomial, they are, the first answer we got, and that was x minus 1 into brackets. The second one, that is, what was the second one? The second one is s plus 2, and the third one is x plus 1. So these are the factors of this polynomial. If you open this bracket, we use all these factors to multiply one another, you are going to get this. You are going to get this. So thank you so much for watching this video. Do well to like, comment, and as well you subscribe. Thank you.